Yo, I'm ACET. Today I'm going to be breaking down my song Chloric, the first song on my new EP, Acidic. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. I'll link it below. God, I don't know what I'm doing. To start off with, right? The song starts with a good old piano. Very, very boring. Simple little melody to carry out throughout. And then into the verse, this is where my buddy Rob would come in, where, you know, he's just singing. I'm not gonna go through all that today just because, you know, I didn't do that. That was all him doing it. Like the vocals, I mean. I mixed it, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm a producer, not a mix engineer, so it's not the greatest mix. The strings are following the melody. That's not a string, that's a pad. I like the way it sounds. Good preset, did not make it. The strings, there are strings. I'm not on crack. They're doing staccato strings, just going up the arpeggio. Following the chord progression. And that's the end of it. And then after that, well, 8-bar section, we introduce a little choir, just following some of the notes that are in the chords. Give it more tension. And then I bring in this somatic, or not somatics, splice loop. And all the melodies are being processed through Pro Q3, just doing a low cut, some reverb, give it more space. This has no effects on it. You know, just an impact for, you know, transitional sounds. Shout out Excellent. They got great sounds that I use constantly. And during the build up, have that drum loop going through again. Riser. Then the drop. You know, choir. However, for this, I went to a note that is, yeah, it's in the scale, so it makes sense, but I wanted to do a semitone difference to give it some more, you know, dissonance. So it's going, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just yapping. We got impacts on the downbeat to transition from the build to the verb or to the drop. We got a sustained bass. Notice sustained bass up here. Pretty intricate, kind of. Got the sub. The main tonal gunshot. The sustain underneath it. Just, you know, you fill out some space, because without it, it's okay, but it sounds like it's missing something. Just felt more of that high end. Then there's another gunshot down here. More of a stabbier one, you know. Get more of a transient going on. And the little string melody up here. That's being processed through my dubstep chain. I'm not gonna spill all the secrets, but we got a convolver, disperser, distortion, phase distortion, photools with side chains to the kick. Back here we have a choir. And I think I'm alternating between different basses here. That's a slightly different processing. Could be totally wrong. but I believe that's what I did. I made this a while ago, so cut me a bit of slack. Drum pattern, very basic. During this part, I believe, I think there's different processing on it, just to give it a different sound. I'm supposed to. Nope, I don't know why I put those on different tracks. It goes back to that A section, B section. This melody, I think, is totally solid. So we got brass shot. I believe it's being processed through something at least. Yeah, so LFO tool, reverb. Sorry, I'll edit this out, trust. Then we got a lead. Yeah, like a chord stab type thing. And then another one. Fun fact, I used these synths both in a track Beyond with absolute zero. And then, you know, the subs just follow it. Instead of going down, because it would be a weird... it'd be weird being down here. It just wouldn't sound that great. It gets kind of muddy down at the low register. So I decided to go up. No, kick snare. And then for the second section, yeah, I changed the timbre a little bit with a kilohertz Foreman filter. And then again here, so we get that little bit of variation. As opposed to just, you know, gives it a bit of variation, so it's not overly boring. Change the melody up a little bit here. So instead of going, you know, up, concludes nicely. And then, why was I at the end of the song? What? How did I get there? I swear I know what I'm doing. The drops, unfortunately, are very similar, so that makes it a little bit boring. What I did at the second drop is I put a kick on the 1 and 3 as opposed to the kick and snare. And then for the second half, putting the snare back with a bit of a sweep into it. As opposed to just over here at the first drop. It just gives it a bit more. It's very faint, but it's there. For the second verse, relatively similar, as opposed to just, I took out the staccato strings and added choir step as well as the drums during the section. And a string melody down here. As well as an atmosphere loop from Splice, just to fill out a bit more space, because without it, it just sounds kind of empty and no, not that great. But we add it. It just fills out a little bit more in the sides. I don't know. I think it works. And then, yep, drop is fairly similar. Actually, the exact same, aside from the drums. I might go a bit into the processing. Then at the end, you know, steam pack to end it all out. Nice conclusive tear out staple just to end the track with a goddamn impact. My bass design is kind of basic, you know, phase distortion in the mids, distortion, a convolver, disperser to, you know, get that lasery sound that I like. And with the serum patches, what is this? Is this my, no, this is a bass. It's solid, you know, bass wavetables. This one's in spectral. This one I downloaded, comb filter, hyperdimension, distortion, phaser, chorus, delay to give it more of a metallic-y feel. Without it. Also widens it a little bit. EQ, just, you know, give it a bit more character. Reverb filter is peak. Gives it, you know, metallic-y sound as well. And then, you know, some multi-band compressor. So that is this bass here. And then with the main bass, what did I do here? Let me find it. This is a weird bass. Because I put on direct out. Because it sounded kind of weak. Similar processing. Delay, EQ, reverb filter. Kind of needed that EQ sweep. Reverb filter, without it, it's just kind of a weird psytrance bass. I believe, yeah, I'm automating the combs filter a little bit. Just to give it a bit more movement. So if I... It sounds cool, but you know, we gotta get a bit more movement in there. Something I could have done differently with this bass is probably with the compression, turn that down a little bit. Make it a bit more louder. You know, put that like that. Let's give it a bit more movement. Put the LFO there. These are all little things I could have done. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do? This could have been higher too. However, now it's more of like a mid-tempo bass, which is, it's cool. You know, it works. I don't know if I'll ever do mid-tempo. Who knows? But yeah, that's just kind of the ins and outs. Creating this was really fun. Didn't take me too long. I don't remember exactly how long, but I think I did it within a couple days. Aside from mixing, mastering, getting Rob to do vocals, which I did mix, but I don't have the files on my PC anymore because I accidentally deleted them, so they're not popping up in the DAW itself. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'll probably do more breakdowns if you guys want them. Who knows? Hopefully. Yeah. Peace. As the colors fade.